Hello, everybody. Welcome on all platforms. Welcome to what is that craziness? Dango Thoughts? What is that crazy? I don't know. Welcome, Dango Thoughts 322. Getting up there. What's up, Chris? How you doing, brother? Love the picture. Ciela, Guru, Terry. The entire family is here. Amazing. How everybody doing tonight? Saura. Let me put our website. Go to reality. Put in main chat right here. Oh my god. I don't know why it does that. Okay. Taking it off. Codereality.com, ladies and gentlemen. That's our website. And let me start our group on Discord. Starting now. How everybody doing tonight? Hope everybody are doing great. Black tea tonight. You mean African American tea, right? Just making sure we don't get in trouble. Sounds lovely. Can we start it? Oh, it's still starting. Downloading an update. That's the update on Discord, and we'll jump on in a moment. So the stage will be open in a moment. So hope everyone are doing great. Let's see what we can dive into today. I'm good on the rum. Well, that's quite different. Whatever works, right? Own one now. That's great. Did you think of this? What up, Barbie? On a phone call with mom. Beautiful. Zypher. Hello, Denny. Terry sang. Oh, core. I hope all is well. I have wonderful news. My son asked me to move in with him to help with the new grandchild coming soon. Woohoo! That's a good move. I am honored to have this relationship with my son. That is quite incredible. I'm so happy for you, man. My hair needs to go through behavioral therapy. Casey, how are you, brother? Oh, yeah, Discord is going to take a second, apparently. I didn't realize sometimes it's doing a big update or something. Well, it's okay. What up, Power Off? Yeah, man, that's very exciting. Okay, what can we get into today? Gallimore win on Joe Rogan, I think 2 days ago or yesterday. That's amazing. That's so great. Or maybe today even. Thank you, Casey, for reminding us. If you guys want to help our Twitch channel grow, it's LaserX83 on Twitch. LaserX83, if you want to go follow from there, helps the channel grow. Mark, someone. Alfonso, what up, everybody? Psychedelic laser theory. Hi, can anyone who's tried the experiment and been successful please guide me? I know the protocol, but how much of the molecule should be in me? Half milliliter vape cartridge, and how many puffs should I have? Yeah, so good question, psychedelic laser theory, and also great handle. All of it is actually in the protocol on the website. On codeofreality.com, there's a protocol, and these things are mentioned there. I wouldn't focus so much on the quantity as much as what it feels like to be you, and that takes a little bit of trial and error. So I would start with a small puff and then see how how it feels and things like this. But all of it is on the protocol, so you can see it there. Also, you can join our Discord community in which these conversations are being had. You can find it here, Guru put the thank you so much, Guru. I appreciate you. And also, you can actually join the community on Discord, and a lot of this information is there. If you have any issues finding it on Discord, it's just Code of Reality, Core, COR on Discord, and it's something is happening, exciting. Yeah, Discord took a second because it was updating, I guess. Finally, there we go. Now I'm going to open the stage. So anybody who wants to join, you guys can do so. Wonderful. Not now. Thank you. Go to our stage. Okay, here we go. Stage starting now on Discord. Anybody who's on Discord can come and join. Casey's already waiting in line. How are you, my brother? There we go. Man Ninja. Feel free to jump on and chat, my brother. So just raise your hand if you want to chat. Carney May. Oh, Carney Mata. If you guys want to speak, just raise your hand and I'll bring you up. Okay. Glad to hear this. Okay, so let's see what we can dive into today. Just going to remind you guys that we're focusing more on human focused subjects, even though we're definitely going to be talking more about technical stuff, just like we always do. But feel free to ask whatever you want or raise particular topics of conversation. We can dive into today. Leslie, what up? Daniel, good to have everybody here. Jeff, fence jump. What up, Kevin? How you doing, brother? How's your day going? So good to see you here, man. Human first, baby. Yoni. Okay. There we go. Bringing up Wildman Ninja.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello. How are you doing?
Doing well.
Doing amazing. Thank you for asking.
Hey, I'm 1 week away from going to Colorado for the DMTX.
Yes, sir. And Kevin is just joined on the live on YouTube. That's amazing. I'm so excited to hear, man. It's gonna be interesting to see what you report back.
Yeah, I can't wait to tell you guys what happens.
But, yeah.
I wanted to grab some advice from you if you have any.
Enjoy it.
That's it. I don't need nothing else. Just lay back.
I mean, that's the only way to go, man. That's what can I say? When hyperspace explodes in your brain, the only advice is lay back and relax.
Yeah, I figured it was that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, all the regular things. You know, obviously, you want to be in a good mental state, but Kevin and Haley are really good at setting up that vibe, so you're in good hands. And also, just obviously, maybe not like a strict dieta, but definitely I would pay attention what you get in your body. So I don't know if you drink or not, but no alcohol if you do. Highly recommended. Keep a healthy diet. Yeah, that kind of stuff. It really makes a difference when you go in there, because any extra information in your body can basically send you towards different trajectories. So the least you have of that, the better. Always. What up, Elysium? Good to see you. Yeah. So.
No alcohol, no weed. I've been fasting a little bit.
Oh wow.
Sauna and cold plunges. Just
Kevin saying that sounds some synchronicity. Well, I mean, Ninja is coming almost every evening that I'm streaming, so not that much of a coincidence. But still. How have you been, man?
Right,
aside from that, I'm telling you, Ninja. How have you been?
Oh, I'm doing really good. I'm just definitely been preparing my mind and body for the experience, and I've been paying attention to the little synchronicities popping up.
Already happening, huh?
Andrew Gilmore's going on Joe Rogan soon, and I'm reading his book. So it's all
yeah. No, he already went on. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very exciting.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Wait. Just jumped off. I think somebody was trying to join. Yeah. By the way, if you're trying to join on TikTok, it just jumped and then it jumped off. But if you're trying to join, if you don't mind, just dropping a line in the comments so I know what you want to talk about, so we can kind of inject that in the right part of the conversation. Or you can come to our Discord and just jump on at any point. Find a link to our Discord in the link tree in the description in my on my page. So feel free to do so, and you can join and you can come on stage now, which is open. If it's on TikTok, please just drop a subject matter in the comments, and then we can bring you on. Dare I ask where a certain someone has been? Huh? What? What does that mean? That's pretty code way of communicating. I'm not really sure what you mean by that. My shaman always tells me to drink lemon and ginger juice before going in a world of a molecule. Yeah, that can. I mean, again, yes, but it's more personal, I think, than anything else. A lot of people believe and swear by many things. I'm a big proponent of whatever people are familiar with and what works for them. So if drinking, hot water and with lemon, or as you're saying, lemon and ginger juice, makes you feel really good. Great, you should do it. Otherwise, don't worry about it. In the end of the day, too much acidity can also actually give you heartburn, which can feel awful when you're in an altered state. So knowing your own body, knowing how to balance your own inner state, that's the main advice, really. And the least things you interact with, the better, because that way you actually balance with who you really are. So I would say that's the best advice. What there was something that you and I just started talking about last time you jumped on. Again, guys, I don't see subject matters, so I'm going to decline it for now. If you want to put a subject matter, and then feel free to jump on. Do you think there's a universal consciousness? Yes, I think the universe is consciousness. I would say I'm an idealist at this point. All right, so I'm just going to keep ignoring until you guys put a subject matter.
Danny, did you look at the laser first and then go deep dive, or were you like deep diving for your 5 hours and then look at the laser after you were kind of?
No, we were doing the whole thing across the whole time.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Again, guys, I'm going to say it one more time out of respect to you guys, and after that, it would seem like it's not, you're not paying attention. The reason to drop the subject matter is because there's a lot of bots, and sometimes it's just spammers, and it happens. So I don't have a way to know who you are. When you're dropping a subject matter, and we talk a couple of times on here, that tells me you're paying attention to the chat, and you're not just somebody who's surfing TikTok and just trying to join a bunch of lives. That's the main reason. And then after we do that, great. Then tell me what you want to talk about, and I'll bring you on. Otherwise, I'm going to decline all your requests, simply because then the conversation gets hijacked. So if you want to talk on TikTok, drop a subject matter. If you want to come and talk on Discord, feel free to do so freely. Just come and join. And then you can come on the stage, and then we can chat. Yeah, so I was doing it throughout the whole time, Ninja. Basically, we did a bunch of tests all in a row throughout the 5 hours. And, we were trying all kinds of things, combining it with 5-MeO, trying to look at the laser, doing stuff with with polarizers, did brain scans all at the same time. So all of it was kind of going at once. And we, obviously, for next time, we have a lot of lessons, how to organize it better, how to aim towards particular things. But in this case, we just went full Wild West. We just kind of went in. Are you familiar with the molecule at all, or this is your first time doing it?
I'm familiar with it.
Okay.
I've never really gone like deep dive like this is gonna be.
Yeah, it's definitely much more. And also, I actually like the physical feeling of it a lot more. It feels a lot more, I don't know, just feels more complete than what it's supposed to be.
Cool. Yeah, I've only just used a vaporizer pen.
Yeah, most people have, yeah. And then Power Off is saying, afraid to ask, huh? What is it? What is the mystery, Power Off?
For sure.
Yeah.
Wildman, do you ever go to like realms or see any of these beings, or do you just see like fractal images and stuff when you do the molecule?
The question is for you.
Oh. He like injected me with light codes. It was pretty cool.
You want to expand on that?
Yeah, I was just at a small ceremony and just in my own house, and I took 2 big rips off my vaporizer pen, and then I saw this just code started streaming in kind of from left to right, and it started silhouetting around in like a circle until it formed into like a Buddha. And it was a Buddha sitting right in front of me, and he was kind of like holding something in his arm, and then in his other hand he reaches into what looked like he had like a bag he was holding in the other arm, and he pulls out something from this bag, and he like hands it out to me, and then his fingers like stretch out until they like plug into my chakras in a way, like one going like into my chest and one up into my throat and one into my forehead, and then I just started seeing all these visuals of like this data coming through, and it was like light codes, and I could read them, and they literally said love, healing, happiness. And I could read it as plain English, and it was just downloading that like into me while the codes themselves were twirling and spinning and gyrating like a hyperdimensional Rubik's cube, so to speak. And it felt really good, and I felt like, oh yeah, this is what I came for. And I was like going, thank you, in my mind. And then when that was like complete, it was like having like a psychedelic surgery. And when that was done, he reaches his hand back in the bag and pulls out what I would describe as one of what Terence McKenna called a Fabergé egg, one of those hyperdimensional, self-dribbling basketball-looking things, like a Fabergé crusted, jeweled egg thing. And it was spinning and whirling, and it was just like a crazy hyperdimensional object. And it was just like, look at this now. And I was just like, whoa. And then it started fading away as the trip was ending. And I got this sense of like, the next time you come back, you can go in here or take another token. You can go into this thing. But it was already, I was like, oh, that was enough for me. Thank you. Thank you very much for the light codes, for the healing and happiness. Thank you. That was amazing. And so that was like my first real deep experience.
So first of all, this is awesome. You know, I've never actually seen the Fabergé eggs. Yeah, I'm kind of, yeah. I've never seen gnomes or Fabergé eggs. I've actually never seen anything Terence used to talk about. It's so funny. I've never seen one thing that Terence mentioned, which tells me that there's definitely different scapes that people tend to drift towards. I mean, I think he was also talking about insectoids at some point with mushrooms more. And he was talking about some kind of an alien language, some kind of a machinery that he saw one time when he did acid and DMT. But overall, like all his main themes, machine elves, all that stuff, I've never seen any of those, or at least not from what I understood from the descriptions. It's possible that what he was describing I saw as something else. But I have a good friend who, what up, the business? So good to see you, brother. Peace, Lee. She said that she always sees these folklore-driven beings, so like gnomes, things like this. Super interesting how it's like a completely different, domain from the space. Oh, okay. And also, I see Power Off is asking where's the Ebony lately. So Ebony had to. I don't. It's personal, but the Ebony, she had a lot of things to take care of. So she'll be back. She just, was pretty busy doing some things very important in her life. I'm sure she feels like sharing, she will. If not, but Ebony, everything is great. We love Ebony. She's awesome. She'll be back. Thank you for asking, by the way. And also, Zypher is saying, what do I think of coherence? Can you expand on what you mean? What do you mean by coherence? Like in physics, you mean? It's being good, I can guess. Oh, okay, got it.
Damn.
Yeah, brother.
Are you still using Gene Keys?
I mean, I every once in a while I would go back and listen to it, if that's what you mean.
Oh, cool. I didn't know if you were using it for like community driven type stuff.
I'm not a big systems guy. Like I like knowing about these things, but I'm not big on getting into like, what's the right way of phrasing it? I'm not into things. Like that's not my like my one of my things is that I'm not into things. Like I can know about something, but I'm not into it. That's not a thing. Like some people just get crazed about certain things. They're like, oh my god, I swear by human design. I was like, I can look at it and I'll be like, wow, this is really cool. And then I would even I was taking some courses and stuff. But then when I'm aware of it, now I'm just working with it, like inside of me every day. I'm just kind of like, okay, what does that belong? And but I'm always building my own frame, always my own picture. Like how does it fit? How does it make sense? Uh, I, maybe there's something about it that requires too much of a um, structured commitment, and I'm not willing to allocate more time to things just because my time is completely, it runs out every day. I don't know if that's the case or something, but yeah, I'm not like, I never look at something and I go like, that's my thing. I'm into that. Like that's not a way that my mind works. Why did you ask? Were you like getting really deeply into it recently? What's up, Laban? How you doing, brother?
Not deeply into it. I love it. It's great. I love the shadow type of stuff on that. But I just when I turn people onto it, I'll check out. I've been noticing some people are like they are community. Their thing is to build communities and lead communities and stuff like that. And so I was just curious if you were like using it, like in your networking or whatever to see where people are at.
That's interesting. I never really thought about that. That's an interesting idea. It's funny you asking me about community because I'm finally building something on the back end that would be much more community driven. I realize that people really want that. I have I'm going to be using this service called MemberUp, where you can basically create a community and operate a community from a place. For a long time, I wasn't sure what to do with that because I wasn't sure what the community would be around. There's obviously kind of like the things I'm saying, but to me, a community has to be much more than just a bunch of information. Community has to be around an action, a gathering, a doing, a something that we all partake in together on a regular basis that everybody are participating in. So for a long time, I wasn't sure how my work plays into that. A lot of people asked me to create these things, and I didn't know, I wasn't willing to do that without me seeing clearly what the value would be. Now I think I'm starting to see what the value is. So I'm creating a community around that, and it's a work in progress. So I'll be releasing it in the next couple of months, I think. But using these systems to, I guess, vet people, that would be interesting. I just don't know if I want to block anybody's entry aside from their own behavior in the community. You know what I mean? Like, to me, like the doors should be open. But that's an interesting idea. I never really thought about that.
Not necessarily to vet, but a tool that people, once they get into it, hey, go grab your Gene Key and let's see what your style is.
That's a good idea. Maybe we'll incorporate it. I like it. Okay. Thank you for that idea. That's a great idea.
Another thing too, I met a woman when I was at Paul's house, and she used to be the director of the Noetic Institute for Science. I think that was Edgar Mitchell's thing, whatever. She's amazing.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm sure it'd be easy to get a conversation going with her because she's my new best friend. But yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, absolutely, man. I'm totally down to get as many people that can bring value, so we can kind of talk about how to incorporate it. Absolutely.
Yeah, they have an organization I think called Uprising, I believe.
Okay, that sounds familiar. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Great. Also, and I gotta talk to you about something. So I'll text you after. I've seen Mantis and Fabergé eggs. Saw Santa several times. I'm envious, guys. I've never seen anything like this. Zafir is saying yes, and in consciousness, simultaneity. I guess you're talking about like alignments, things like this. Haven't been able to catch up since your last 5 MUX. Oh, that was a while back. Also, again, I'm going to remind everybody that if you want to help follow on Twitch, go to Twitch now, and our handle there is LaserX83. LaserX83 on Twitch. Thank you so much, guys, for the gifts on TikTok. Let's also give the live some likes. The algorithms love that. So if you're on the live now and you haven't liked it already, give it a like on YouTube as well, or wherever you're watching, because it definitely helps the algorithms. Thank you, Yoni. Zafir is saying he's a projector. Cool. Much better at not projecting. I think it's a different kind of projector in Gene Keys. What do I think about UFOs? I honestly don't think about it too much. I mean, are you asking me if I believe they're real? I'm certain that the phenomena is real. What is it really? I have no idea. Yeah, I know it's a Gene Key design key, but I guess I thought you're kind of using it tongue in cheek after saying, but I tend not to project so much anymore. Which is, if you meant it that way, then that's not what the Gene Keys projector means. That is in like, I think you're projecting. It's not like that. Indeed. I really like this idea of taking the Gene Keys and just having people randomly see where they are with it, and then working from there. It's a really cool idea, Casey. Thank you so much.
Yeah, totally. It would really.
Whoa.
I used to work in management consulting, and we had a tool, a Jungian profile tool, that was great because you can find out people's style, and then it helps interact. People get along a lot better when you understand people for what their style is, and stop making people wrong or whatever.
That's funny. Yeah. No, I think that's a great idea. Also, thank you so much for sharing, Ninja. You said that's what you saw. So yeah, that's a classical DMT experience. So which one is the one that with the Fabergé eggs? And also the bottom one, that's basically what I would say you're seeing infinite space like this in the laser, just also with codes running through it.
Yeah, the Buddha one is the painting that I drew. That's what I painted after my experience.
Mm.
And the other one's an Alex Gray artwork.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a known piece. So what I'm saying is that it seems like very similar to what we see in the laser, just with the codes running in it. And then the first one you drew, I see that there's also codes in there. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, it was streaming in from like the left and right and up and down, and it was like swirling around, and it formed the Buddha itself. And then when he injected me with the codes, I could actually read those in English.
Whoa. And they said love?
Yeah. How's that work? You would see a symbol, but in your mind it translates to an English letter, or what? How'd that work?
It was clear as just looking right at it like a neon sign. It was just like I could see them streaming in, and the letters just spelling out literally the words happiness, love, healing. It was just like coming into me, streaming like straight into me.
That's wild.
Were they like English alphabet letters you were seeing, or were they wild alien symbols?
No, totally English alphabet letters.
Gotcha. Thanks.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And you saw them coming out of you after it was injected into you, like in English?
Yeah, they went into me. Yeah, and that was it.
That's amazing. How long ago was this?
It was a typical 10, 15 minutes.
No, sorry. How long ago was this?
Oh, that was, let's see, I'm guessing probably 2-3 years ago.
Okay, so that's you had some time to process it, obviously.
Yeah.
That sounds like a really beautiful experience. Also, I see you, Digital Kid. Thank you so much for the gifts and asking, does the code give off any type of sound like a hum? Actually, funny enough, it's funny you ask, because if you play a tune, like if you play a frequency in headphones, you can actually hear the code. You can hear the other space. Oh, let me add this to our experiments. Actually, I don't know why I didn't think of this. Okay. Pointer, play frequency. To hear the code. Good reminder. Thank you. Are you planning to try the laser at the extended state, Ninja?
I heard that someone shipped them out one, so they should have one. If they
Yeah.
definitely have it set up, I'll give it a go.
Cool. Yeah. Obviously, do it at the tail end after you already did everything you wanted to do. I would say first follow the molecule and everything you wanted to partake in.
Has Wildman seen the code before?
I don't think so.
I mean,
Oh, you have?
I'm not in the laser.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I've just seen code.
Yeah. So it would be interesting to see if you, because usually when you investigate this with people that say that they see the codes without the laser, if they do try it, or if we even talk about it at some length, we discover usually that it's not the same codes. They look very different. So it will be interesting to see what you think in comparison to what you saw before. Yeah. Projector. Oh, we've been here. Okay. Projecting is important. 2. My style is wildcard. That's dope. Thank you, Evilike. For me?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So a little while, a couple lives back, we were talking about the woman that could see blind that was on the Danny Jones show.
Oh yeah. Oh, actually, I have some stuff about that, but go ahead. Yeah.
That's why I like it to hear your enthusiasm.
Yeah.
It's just fucking totally messing around. But the day after, I saw that a new science discovery had been made, which is scientists have confirmed that we all do see the color red the same.
How did they confirm this?
Before people, there was the question whether or not people see the same color. They now know, yes, we do see red the same.
How did they know?
Hooking up the brain, scanners, and they did some tests. I don't remember exactly how they.
Well, I would love to know how they figured it out. Yeah, go ahead.
That was a legit science source that I was reading.
Okay. And what is it really? Oh, okay. I thought it was related to the girl who sees the thing.
No, it just random. The next day, I went, oh, hey, because the girl, she did talk about how her process uses color at some point to train blind people how to be able to see without eyes or whatever.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, go ahead.
I just said, I thought that was very interesting. Interesting also because of I know you can see the code in different colors of laser, but there is something about that red spectrum that's universal, apparently. But
yeah, so it is really interesting because I actually, funny enough, she came up in a conversation with someone who knows her, and I'm obviously not going to mention any names, but that person was also kind of asking me what I think. And I said what I said, the same basically thing I said in the live, which is I'm having a bit of a hard time with the way the performance is, right? It's kind of like this weird movement of the head, whatever it is. And then they said that the moving of the head is actually how they all do it. And according to the reports, including from people that there's, every reason to trust them, it's almost like what they do is that they see this window. They learn how to see this window in their mind's eye. And what they do is that they're looking for the opening in the window. There's a lot of room here for there's a lot of room here for delusion. Here's the thing.
Absolutely. I went through a process of how she does it trains and stuff like that. It's like, but yeah, they use windows and basically with people blind from birth, it's getting sensations in the other parts of the body, sensing things in front of them without eyes. So, can you feel anything in your hands or wherever? But it's just very gradual how they build it. But yeah, it's kind of fascinating.
From what I know, when she was offered to do the test in a more robust way after she won the competition, she refused. So,
Yeah.
yeah, but here's the thing.
Pressure.
There's other maybe, but I also am of awareness that there's other people that for some reason it's easier for me to swallow that they can do it. So I do believe it's possible, and I am really split 50-50. It's also possible that they can do it to some degree, and then some of them, if they can't perform as well on the level that society would expect it to be. So let's say you have the ability and you can do it sometimes, and you can really do it, which is substantial. It's very significant, right? But if you can't do it enough to convince society currently, maybe what's happening is that they're completing that gap by cheating the rest of the way. So like actually creating cheats for the rest of it, because it's almost like, well, I know I can really do it, so I'm going to keep training until I can actually do it like on that level constantly. But until that moment comes, whatever I can't see in that moment, I'm just going to cheat my way to that. Like I'm actually going to create a cheat until then. That's also possible. So I'm sure it's not that easy to discern. It's just that I'm not going to show you the company right now, but I was actually given this by the company that one of the companies that does this, and the owner of the company, I have every reason to believe that she's for real and they do it. But even from her descriptions, it feels like okay, the reason I'm saying that delusion is possible is that if you have a situation where you can somehow train yourself through tiny areas in the thing, which magicians definitely train how to do, then if it happens to you while you're training and you believe what you're training is psychic powers, you might think that's the psychic power. You know what I mean? It can also be the other way around. It can also be that you might feel that you're cheating because you maybe think you look through a hole, but in reality you're looking through this like new way of observing it. Bottom line is this: there's companies, they train children, they train adults now. Time will do its own thing. With time, it will be very clear. If in 10 years from now, there's like a bunch of people that can do it, no problem, there's your answer. If in 10 years from now, everybody forgot this existed, then it never existed. People just basically created a cheat for a while, and that was a trend. To me, that's kind of where it lies. Yeah, ceremonial magicians do it. See, we have some comments here. Spectral color red would project on our brains the same way, so to speak. Again, I don't really know. Hold on. Cones in our eyes should be generally similar from human to human. So it is, well, no, reasonable is not the same as knowing. So even though cones might look the same, our brains from the outside look very similar, but some of our experiences and qualities might be very different. There's really simply no good way of telling. So I would love to know how they figured out that the red is the same red.
I'll see if I can find you, Laura.
Yeah, please. Kevin is saying, what's your thoughts on, or have you tried taking methylene blue while looking at the code with red light? Oh yeah, it will just stay longer. Carter, because we're taking methylene blue on a regular basis. Carter did that and he forgot he took it that day, and then he smoked some, and it just lasted for like 40 minutes, just the smoke. So that's what's gonna happen. You got to be careful though, because 5-MeO methylene is an MAOI. So with NN you're fine, but with 5-MeO you might not be fine. So be very careful with that, folks. If you're thinking about the 5-MeO, be very careful with methylene blue. What does it happen with What is MB, brother? Sorry, I don't know what. Oh, methylene blue. Sorry, I'm so terrible with acronyms. Because methylene blue is an MAOI. It's MAO inhibitor. So just like in the language also colors our vision. Okay. So I think my bottom line with her is that I'm in full awareness that I have something in me that resists her presentation. And the answer can be as simple as I'm the problem. I'm in full awareness of it, and I'm totally okay with this being the case. In other words, if it is the case, I'm not going to be surprised or like, but I can't know currently because I just know that I have this like weird spidey sense of like, like my bullshit detectors go off. I don't know why when I'm watching her, right? But it might just be something about the way she's doing it. I don't know. Maybe it's more than that. Maybe it's less than that. I'm not claiming to know for sure. There's something about the way she's presenting it that is just a little bit too matter of fact. And also just there's this shifty vibe that I'm picking up on. And I'm saying this without knowing the person, without ever meeting the person. So take this with a major grain of salt. It might just be my, general impression. And she can be the biggest sweetheart, and I'm just completely off. So all of this is on the table.
In your line of work, you come across a lot of amazing claims, so I think that would be probably a pretty good safeguard.
Yeah, there's something there, man. I don't know what to tell you. But here's the thing: even with people that are super well intentioned, even with them, they can be deluded into their own demise is the wrong word, but they can be deluded into their own thing, and then enough people around them would want to believe something, and now we're off to the races. Like they complete two sides of the equation. People tell them, people follow them because they want to believe something, and this person found a way to either delude themselves or others or both, and it's just a machine that feeds itself. I know that ultimately whatever is true will come to light. It's just the nature of things. So the reason that game never works is because it always ends. The only thing
it's not a very liberating thing. I can see that.
Yeah, if you are pretending, it will come crashing down without a doubt. And people are surprised. It's like, why are you surprised? It's like, the only thing that stands standing in the end of the day, after all the bullshit is stripped away, is the truth. So why not just stick with the truth from the beginning?
So true.
Two-way mirror, disco ball, helmet is in my bag. These comments, Zafir, are wild. Try to see if the code changes in some way on a different item surfaces, but seems impossible to tell if it does. Yeah, there's too much information. And if it does, it's probably in such minute ways, it's very hard to tell. You're right. You see it on the skin as well, yes, Safir. Two-way mirror. What would a two-way mirror do? My initials are BS. It must be a really funny thing to sign on documents. I have my logic call bullshit. That's funny. No, I know, but what do you think is going to happen with the double-sided mirror and the code? Like, do you have any ideas, or just like an idea that makes sense to you? Oh, okay, fine, we're good. Yeah, I'm actually really excited about this conversation with Gallimore and Joe Rogan. It's gonna be good.
Oh, it's out?
Not out. They just shot it, I think, either today or yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's gonna be great. Also, Gallimore looks so happy, man. It's so great. Like you watch it, go to his page on Instagram right now, Andrew Gallimore or Alien Insect. That's his handle, both on X and on Instagram. And like in the second picture when he's with Joe, like this, he's so happy,
With the
bro.
werewolf?
No, that's the first one. There's another one where they're like this, like hugging each other. Dude, that's so great.
Aw.
Like it made me so happy, man. He looks so happy. It's great.
Yeah, that's so cool.
It is very cool, and he deserves it, man. He worked for so long, so hard with this stuff. Reflect, but not with a mirror. Hold your finger against it. You would see the space between your fingers. The two mirrors. Okay, yeah, I know that. What does that got to do with the laser, though? I thought you mean like with the laser, Travis. What up, Mo? And again, thank you so much for all the likes and the gifts. I appreciate you guys. And if you still haven't liked the live, make sure you do. The algorithm's definitely promoting more and like it more. And if you can just gonna remind you, if you want to join our Twitch, it's LaserX83. LaserX83 on Twitch. Okay, let's see what else we can grab. Maybe a couple more questions here. Today I did a really fun live. I don't know if he also releases the episodes as they are. I'm not sure. Let me see. It is. Where is it? Weird. Can't see it right now. Oh, wait, I have it on my thing. Hold on. True Life Podcast. That was a lot of fun. Let's see. True Life Podcast with George, the host. Yeah, there it is. I don't know if it's yeah, it looks like he also releases the episodes. So, but that was the live, so that was great. And I think he will be releasing it after. Here, I'll put the link here with all the episodes. It's not out yet, but you guys should check out the channel. It was a really great conversation. Very nice. Oh yeah, and Joe also did one with Avi Loeb. That should be fun too.
Tomorrow's the day. Three Eye Atlas reappears.
There you go. I mean, but that's fun. Like, okay, so can we all agree? How I don't know. Like, should we make like deals here? Like, like people. He for all the people that are like rah-rahing around, like convinced that it's that right, that it's aliens. When is it supposed to get closer or whatever, or tomorrow?
Tomorrow it reappears. If it's changed its course dramatically, it would be pretty much confirmation, they're saying, but we'll see.
Okay, let's see. But that's tomorrow. That's awesome. Also, to anybody who was interested, all the stuff that Robert Grant was talking about, right, with the architect, I believe he put the date of arrival. Sometimes I think either this month or next month. Just follow that. See what it said, but make sure you make a mental note, because if it doesn't happen, you should correct course.
I got date of my own, March 20th, 2026.
Oh, there we go. There you go. Man. Zephyr. Wait, Zephyr? Is that how you pronounce your name? Wait, you said Poopsicle before. Are you the person that emailed me about the injury and all of that? Or about the condition? It's the other thing, it's just a rock. I mean, I'm open. I'm open to both propositions. I just think that we should wait for evidence to know. Okay, got it. Wait, did you change your picture now? Your image is different. I'm totally down for it to be aliens. Are you kidding me? That would be amazing. I'm not against that. I'm just saying we should only go by evidence. How you doing, brother? Dimitri's in the house. How are you, man? I'm not laser man. I'm not really sure why people are so committed to make key choices about what they believe before they have enough information. That I don't understand. What is the cash value of that? What is the
I was thinking about just spaceship building in general, that having your ship inside a rock would be the best.
That's true. However, I would pretty much imagine that by the time that civilizations can do things like this, they don't really need a rock, I would imagine. You know what I mean? Like they probably have some
What?
materials. There's materials that are way more powerful than rocks.
Well, I mean, like they could be organically growing their ships, in space
What up, Chris?
with nanobots and stuff,
Got it. Okay, so wait, so the nanobots allowing for the rock to grow is what is the theory there?
Yeah, like they could figure exactly where they just basically give it a seed design, and then it just grows it, organic, rock, whatever elements you need, just grows this big old thing.
That's amazing. Okay, yeah, I mean, I'm down with this idea. I guess we'll find out. Yeah, I guess we'll find out.
It'd be the only thing that could shield you, you'd think, properly.
What is a rock?
Yeah, like something that's really dense and huge, almost like a small moon or something like that.
But that's what I'm saying. A rock is not.
Systems inside this little mini moon, and we're not going to worry about one tiny piece of space dust ripping through our lightweight solar shield or something.
But that's what I'm saying. That if it's a rock, like in material science, a rock is not the top of the food chain. It's not going to protect you as well as certain materials that are resistant to radiation, graphene. There's all kinds of things that you don't need a lot of weight of, and it will be super protective against radiation, and also a lot stronger than any rock, like physically. So I'm not sure that would be the best solution. Maybe for the skies, yeah. Like if it holds, maybe inside there's like more layers.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm down. Listen, man, if it is aliens, it would be the coolest news in the world. I would rejoice. This would be amazing. I can't talk about 3i Atlas. Still all over the UFO world. Wait, what do you mean you can't talk about it? Because it's just too much has been talked about it, or what? Dimitri, thank you so much for the rose. I appreciate you, brother. Working on producing dope content. Amazing. Everybody should follow Dimitri on TikTok. Dimitri on TikTok. Great content. Appreciate you, brother, and your work. A lot of people say they have seen UFOs when I live. Oh, where I live. Base training saying, where do you live? It's not. Wait, I'm confused. It's not in the UFO conversation? You can come chat on Discord, brother. You tired hearing about it? Well, listen, guys, you're not gonna have to hear much more about it until after tomorrow. If after tomorrow it doesn't change its trajectory, so if I remember correctly, I only overheard it by passing. So you correct me, Casey, if I'm wrong, because that's all I kind of remember. So they're basically trying to see if the catapult effect, whatever it's called, when you're going around a star or any heavy body, it kind of swings the gravity from that body swings you around just like you would like when you spin something, right? And then it kind of catapults you. It goes whoop, shoots you in a certain speed. But they would expect a differentiation in that movement. So if there's any difference between what we expect it to do as just an object going around the sun, then obviously it's a rock, or more likely it's a rock. Or if they see a major change to it, that something that was completely unexpected, then there's every reason to believe that it has some way of maneuvering, and then it changes the whole picture. So after exactly, so after tomorrow, you'll have the answer. And if it still flies at a regular speed and you're still all on board, then it just means that you really want it to be true, and that's okay. But
No, that's just it. I mean, everyone wants it to be true. I live in this world,
yeah,
as you know.
I'm down with it being true.
Everyone is talking about it.
I
generally think it. I know it has strange properties. I know it's doing weird things, but I generally think once it comes out of the sun and they can get a good look at it, it's just gonna be a rock.
Yeah. So again, I want to make it super clear. I would be blown away and celebrating if I find out it's aliens. I'm totally down. I have no issue with it. I am just saying, why can't we wait? That's all I'm saying. So after tomorrow, you have your information.
Yeah, the only caveats are, unfortunately, there's been pretty much a media blackout on any information about this thing.
But maybe there is no information.
So it's like,
But wait, hold on. Maybe there is no information though. It's like one way of looking at
NASA did go down. They were meant to. I think it was the Mars rover that took pictures of it, and then everyone went on to NASA, and NASA crashed, and they hadn't come back up since. But that's partly because
because of the federal furlough, the shutdown for the budget. But the images are there. University of Arizona's taken them, but they got a deal where no NASA gets to announce anything, so they're just like holding tight with all the images. And I was like, oh man, come on. Well, in China, there's no updates.
Exactly.
We're all just like, come on.
Well, but that's what makes me think.
If that was aliens and they had pictures of it, it'd be leaked at this point.
I
mean, like all of the UFO servers, like all of them, like everyone's talking about it. You've got people like pleading, saying, "Oh my God, this is this. This is it. This is what we've been waiting for. This is all the dates that people have been saying that it's going to come in 2027, 2026, yada yada yada." It's not. It's just a rock. It's just going to be a rock. Don't let anyone treat it differently than a rock.
And by the way, this is
mountain in space. That's what it is.
And by the way, what you're saying right now points to a very important point to be made. This idea that people have about, well, maybe they just hushed the media. Say what? Wait a second. What year do you think you're in? Maybe they could do it like in the 1980s.
It gets people talking about it.
Yeah, the first, like, everybody would be fighting to, all the news networks would be fighting to the death to get there first to report on it. Like, hush who? Yeah, of course.
You'd know about it before it got in front of the sun, not alone behind it.
Yeah. Like, you could maybe do it like, I don't know, 30, 40 years ago. That ship has sailed. You cannot ever do it again. Like you have
internet exists.
Yeah, you have silos for sure. You have like networks with political biases that report whatever angle they want to report. Exactly, but not deep space satellites, because that's completely neutral and everybody wants it to be true. So it's completely bipartisan. Like, it doesn't matter what your worldview is. Everybody wants to know and everybody wants to report on it. So there's no way you can keep a lid on this.
I want it to be aliens. I want to make that clear. I want it to be aliens, but it's not. Like, I know deep down it's a fucking mountain in space.
Mountain in space. It's such a great. The second we can do it, that would be like the next level. Like climbing Everest, but just like climbing a meteor, going up there and just climbing the mountains. I still hope it's
fucking huge, but like we probably had billions of them pass through our solar system. This is just the biggest one we've recorded.
Wait, Dimitri is saying his friend discovered a Oumuamua. Who is your friend? Was it not Avi Loeb? Who discovered a Oumuamua? Or Avi, you just talked about it?
Made it popular. I don't know who discovered it.
So it's interesting. Or do you remember that moment on Joe Rogan when Elon Musk was talking about Oumuamua, and then he's like, what was it? Yo mama, and then Joe didn't laugh because it's not that funny, and then Elon thought he didn't hear him, So he repeated it again, just like your mama. And then Joe goes like,
He
right.
sold books on that.
Yeah, it
He's
was.
sell books on this one as well.
Oh, of course, it's a great business. But you know what? Here's the thing. I actually don't. After that, after I saw that conversation with Avi Loeb and Michael Shermer that I told you about, I changed my mind about this whole like, just like the hype train and selling books and all that stuff. I didn't think about this. I'm just gonna repeat what the point was. Michael Shermer, who was on the skeptic side but respectful, gave Avi Loeb a small correction that I think is a correct one. So Avi Loeb said there's all these gatekeepers and all that stuff. And then Michael Shermer, to my mind, correctly told him, hey, Avi, you're a professor in Harvard. That's about as gatekeepy as it gets. Like, you're the gatekeeper.
No, yeah.
And you're opening the gate. And that's amazing. And by the way, gatekeepers is a good thing. You want to keep gates safe. Otherwise, a lot of nonsense will flow through.
People talking about it, but
yeah, but like I think what this meant is like gatekeepers that are overstepping their boundary. That's different, right? But then what I liked is his maybe not rebuttal, but like a counterpoint to that, which I also thought was very well formulated and also correct. Avi told him, well, okay, I take that. However, and then Shermer also told him, what I am worried about, however, is because you have the stature that you do in academia, when you talk about this in these hopeful ways, it might be misleading to a lot of people because I hear you, he said. He said, you're actually not saying anything that isn't true. You're just talking about the statistical probability and all that stuff. So it's true that you never said something that isn't true. However, you know that the way you're talking about it with this implied zeal tells people that, hey, this Harvard professor kind of like saying it's true, and they're going to run with that. They don't care about the nuance that you didn't technically say it's aliens, right? So it's true. All of it is true. But then Avi didn't hide from it. He said, which is what actually changed my mind about this whole thing, about the hype train. He said, well, look, if there's a proposition, even a small one, which in this case, it's not even a small one. I calculated it to be 33% or whatever it was, which is pretty high. But I'm pretty sure that the most chances that it's not, right? But that's not the point. The point is, if we have even the slightest chance that it might be, where is it written that we're not allowed to be stoked about it? And wouldn't you want the students of the future to be excited about the possibility of these things to be real, so they want to, so there's more emotion involved in a good way. Like it drives a whole new generation of hope and inspiration. And I never thought about that. I was like, that's so true. It's like, why did we decide that science has to be dry and boring? We can still rely on evidence and rigor and everything, but we can also be a little bit more excited and less kind of like, just sitting there in our behind dusty books and just like, wow, we're serious scientists. And I was like, that's a really good point, actually. I don't see any damage by just postulating seriously, but hopefully. So in that regard, even if Oumuamua is not what people think it is, or 3 whatever it's called, Atlas, 3i Atlas, if people write books about it and make shows about it that inspire the next generation of astronomers, I'm all for it. If it inspires a whole new generation of just nonsense producers, just like people just like go into it without really putting any of the work of understanding the science, then I'm not for it. But I think it's also true that inspiring the next generation of scientists can absolutely include these more I can never know how to pronounce this word, phantasmagorical, however you say it, more wondrous eyes towards the sky, like something that you really enjoy thinking about and dreaming about, while at the same time doing real science. I don't know if it's a good thing that
words you do, Danny. I gotta say, because like you had me, then you lost me, and then you had me again. You made a really good point about the fact that like he knew what he was saying, although he didn't explicitly I don't know if I said that word right, explicitly say that it was aliens. So he gave himself an out while still selling his work and his books. But like you're 100% right. Science shouldn't be boring. People should get excited, and they should always accept the possibility of it being true, or being real, or it being something else other than the boring science books of the past that says it's not this, it's this.
Yeah, you could also look at it from a filter of like humanity view, ways bringing it up as a black swan event possible. Even though it's something, there's a very small chance this probably just is a rock. If it's not, there are huge consequences that could occur.
Massive.
Yeah, and so I think that is a good idea for humanity in general. Just like, the environment, it's pretty much handling. But if it does go south, what are we going to fucking do? Like, we need to start thinking about things as a collective. Like, what are we going to do for our future?
Start buying toilet paper tomorrow before it goes out of stock in fucking shopping malls and the shops. Do you know what I mean? Like, if it is anything other than a rock, the world is going to go on standby.
Dude, all the preppers are going to be...
Stocks are going to drop, like chaos in the streets. People like me, like rolling my eyes at people that didn't believe it, going, yeah, see, we told you it was real, even though just last week I was telling you it was all a rock.
Yeah, I'm telling you, all the preppers are going to have a heyday. They'll be like, da-na-na-na-na-na, putting their shades, da-na-na-na-na-na.
They'll be dancing in front of their bunkers. Like, stripping off and going, yeah, we fucking do it. So, yeah.
Can't take me, you ET motherfuckers. By the way, Zafir, thank you so much for phonetically spelling it out for me. That's not the issue. I know how it's supposed to sound. It's when it's trying to come out of my mouth. That's the problem. But thank you. Dimitri saying it's someone from the University of Hawaii, having him over for dinner next week. Yeah, but is the University of Hawaii really a university? Come on, they just surf all day. No, I'm kidding. I know it's a good university. That's cool, man. That's really cool. Tell him we said hi. That's really dope. Amanda, how are you? Good to see you. Also, what was I saying? Oh yeah, because so basically the reason I kind of imagined the situation about what Avi was saying, and really, if you think about it, the main resistance for being the reason that rigor is now associated with seriousness is kind of a knee-jerk reaction to humans' tendency to just run with bullshit because it's easier, right? It's kind of like, well, I think and therefore I run with it. That's it. Like, I don't care to check. And science is in the business of checking. So if your job is to always check and you get none of the glory, I can totally see how that's eventually making you very annoyed and jaded about people who are doing that. Because if for you to actually count in your domain in academia, you have to clear like 10 years of research and write all these papers, and even then it barely scratches the surface and it might barely be noticed, and then there's politics involved and who's has a bigger name, so you barely see the light of day of so much work and scrutiny and attempts and really hard effort. And then somebody comes along who's like, oh, I think that whatever, and then within a year they're like a millionaire from this book that's just based on nonsense. That's annoying. Like, that's super annoying, right? And because there's so much more money in just selling hype than there is in actually, like, because it takes you so long to like make progress, then yeah, it's gonna create the situation where you just want with scientists hating the whole kind of like this whole part of humanity, the way that does that. But I think in the end, if you're happy where you are and you're not in it to necessarily like always like being in the forefront, and you're just interested in science and understanding, if a professor stands in and teaches, and at the end of the class they don't give this dismissive kind of like, oh, it's all nonsense to the thing, but actually leave this room for wonder, saying, yeah, so far everything we've observed doesn't seem to support that, but hey, if there's anything we know about progress of knowledge, that there's surprises, you never know. If you just leave it at that, like that, then it still keeps the place for wonder, and it also encourages this kind of an attitude, and this is a whole new generation of scientists.
Teachers.
A coin
Exactly.
toss, though? Is it not a coin toss between like jumping on that hype train and not? Like, are they just like throwing that fucking penny up in the air and seeing where it lands, whether they're right or wrong?
It's all about coming down to, as long as the person is being as authentic as possible and while trying to create an inspiration, then fuck yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
People can lie that though.
Lie? What do you mean?
There are good actors out there, and I don't mean people that are actually actors. Like, people can just generally be authentic and be full of shit at the same time.
Then we have a different definition of authentic, I think. So like you can't authentic to me means you're literally loyal to your inner landscape, to your inner facts. So like if you truly believe that that's what it is, that's what authentic
What if
is.
you believe your own lie, though?
But okay, again, it becomes semantics. But to me, what the word authentic
Okay.
represents is that your inner state matches your outer state. There's no moment in which you believe one thing and express another in your conscious mind. That's that's to me what authenticity is. So it's like you are what you are, and you're not trying to be anything else in the moment. It doesn't mean you can change. In acting, one of the biggest things and the hardest things to learn is how to be authentic. What it means is there's something happening inside of you, and if you're trying to do something else, invariably there will be tension on your face, and people that are not trained will not see it, but people that are trained will always see it. But ultimately, in a grand performance, there's almost no room for that kind of attention. So there can be an inner struggle that is being masked by the character trying to stop that from being apparent. You're trying to cry, you want to cry, but you can't because the situation prevents you from just crying, because maybe you're in front of your child who, if you're going to break down in tears, is going to influence them a certain way. But that's within the arc of the story. It all fits. It's all authentic to the moment. But if you're thinking in your head, oh, I should cry, but you don't feel like crying, and then you kind of try and like put it up, like it's going to look different, and you're not authentic. So like that to me, that's literally what it means. So to me, being authentic and being full of shit, that's impossible, because that's literally about the match between your inner state and your outer state. You might not be aware that you're confused, but that's different to me.
Okay, yeah, no, I think that's kind of what I was going off, is that they don't know that they're full of shit. But again, I do agree with what you just said, in the sense that, if you are authentic, then it will come across as real. But I do think there are actors out there that think they know what they know is true, sell it, make money off it, and then be wrong, which is what I went with the whole coin toss. Is like, well, they don't know or care if they are right or wrong. They're just going to run with the train.
Yes, and I would say that's the majority of them, though.
Yeah, well, that's the problem.
Yeah. Because the industry is
the big problem.
Yeah, that's the big problem. But I just think that they kind of, then the thing that is inauthentic in them is that they have they can allow themselves to be aware of the fact that they don't really know, and they refuse to allow themselves to know that. So
there's so many of those out there.
Yeah,
So
there's
many of them.
too many. And then because I think ultimately it all comes down to what you can actually show, and in the end, that's what creates around the cornerism, because you're like, trust me, okay, I've been wrong the last 1,000 times, but it's like they're really good at this ramping up vibe. They're like, now it's like there's this now for real. It's like, okay, well,
that leads back into my coin toss. It's like they've been wrong 1,000 times, and they think, well, fuck it, I'll do it again.
Yeah. One more time. Yeah. No, it's just that's the model, because they know that people have a short-term memory. People like being hyped, by the way. That's why professional wrestling works. Even though people know that it's not a real fight. Now, don't get me wrong. Yes, there's this whole thing about it's actually very difficult to do, even the stuff that they're doing in a fake way. But it's not a real fight. Okay. Yes, they are doing a lot of real physical things that are very difficult to do, but they're not. It's not a UFC, right? But the reason that it works is because people don't care. They like the hype. They like the stares. They like they like it. There's something exhilarating about it. And I think it's like, Pulp Fiction, basically. So like, I think it's that in any other, like in science, that's what that is. It's like, I just want to feel hyped about it. I don't even care that much if it actually turns out to be true or not. I just love that there's someone in the world talking about it in a serious way. That's all I care about. That's what I think is going on. That's why people don't care about
They just want to be recognized then.
the
Is that
what?
you're saying?
The what?
They just want to be recognized.
No, I'm talking about the people who are following them. Like the reason people don't even care, and the reason they can put the wool over their eyes every single time, is because people don't care about the evidence. Because the evidence might actually ruin their possibility of feeling a hype. They just want to feel hype. And if somebody brings the hype, that's what they want. They don't care about the evidence. So that's secondary. They just want the hype. They just want the quick button that gives them a feeling of a hype. Did you hear the thing? Did you hear the thing? That's what they care about. And again, there's actually not even anything wrong with that in principle. It's just not the kind of thing that advances society. Ultimately, in the grand scheme of things, if you just rely on that, you will always lose the game. Always. Because appearance can never trump execution and real function, like actual ability to do things. I think it's because we live in a world in which most of these things were basically figured out. We have such a strong infrastructure that imagining it failing is almost inconceivable to us. So now we feel free to just explore all kinds of nonsense because we're literally just lacking the zest to life. I'm a hype man. Yeah. Machiavelli. What about Machiavelli? Yeah, Zephyr, the one-liners, they're very difficult to follow. If you can put one message with all the information. Same happens with everyone. Novel seeming way. Oh yeah, novel seeming. Use direction, lead example. Fault always, blame. Symptom finger, now you're stuck in a trap. Just that, drop down. I've attended a few wrestling shows with my brother. It's really fun to watch live. Yeah.
It's an adrenaline rush.
Yeah, because when the whole crowd goes, you're like, there's something going on. You feel that something's happening.
Feel part of it.
Yeah, exactly. You're part of a giant wave.
In the Colosseum in Rome.
Oh man, but that was for real. I think that's what it reminds us
They
of.
come back to that.
Yeah, that's about as real as it gets. Man. All right. I think we'll slowly adjourn for today. Thank you so much, Chris and Casey. You guys are faves. And thank you so much for Chris is our moderator. Casey is a close friend and a collaborator also. Thank you so much for the gift. I appreciate you. Casey's also going to be in our film. Dimitri saying, let me just hype up my video content and editing skills. Sure. You guys should follow Dimitri on TikTok, Dimitri. Great channel, great content. Appreciate you, brother. Sofa King Terry, good to see you. Zypher, thank you so much for all the comments. Appreciate you guys. Power off, everybody. Yoni, everybody who joined. Ciela. If you guys want to follow me across platforms, it's Danny Goller on Instagram and TikTok. It's Goller Danny on X, LaserX83 on Twitch, and Dango Thoughts on YouTube. DANGO Thoughts on YouTube. You can also check out my new show on Spotify, 0 to 1 with Danny Goller, from Earthbound Minds to Cosmic Citizens. And check out the merch on YouTube on Dango Thoughts. It helps the channel. We have some fun merch options, and it helps the channel tremendously. You can join the membership program, which includes early access to my content, access to my weekly lives, aside from the daily lives. Those are for members only, in which we dive much deeper into all kinds of topics. And if you sign up for the second tier and upwards, I will send you a link to our next Zoom call, a monthly Zoom call with all the team members that are from the second tier and up. I appreciate you guys. If you guys still want to donate to the film, feel free to do so. We're in post-production. The film is amazing. Shout out to Aaron Venden, the director. You can find the link to the trailer for the movie, The Discovery, under this video on YouTube. It's the second link, or you can just find it yourself. It's called The Discovery, and you can donate in the GoFundMe page there. If you donate over $1,000, you will be added to the list of people who would be watching the movie for the first time ever in history altogether. I think that's pretty amazing. And if you will not, don't worry. Any donation received with gratitude. It's very time and money consuming to work on a movie. So any donation is deeply appreciated. And also you can check out our website, codeofreality.com, codeofreality.com, where we have the lasers, protocols, and everything else. And go check out our veilbreak.ai, veilbreak.ai, where you can share your protocols and watch other people's protocols that has to do with the laser. And please come join our Discord, where we have incredible individuals sharing these ideas. You can find the links to it now in the chat, and also on my main YouTube page, third link from the top, and in my link tree in the description on TikTok. I think I covered everything. Thank you so much for our incredible moderators, and thank you so much for our audience members, all the new. You guys are making the show what it is. Thank you, Casey, for the gifts. I appreciate you. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace and love. Ciao. Have a good night, everyone.